Today we're going to start from scratch, so if this is going to be the first time you're going to have any contact with phonics, it's going to be the beginning of everything in the program of Archie's World Phonics, alright? What is the main problem that we find with the English code? That the English code is not transparent like Spanish. I mean, in Spanish, the letters are sounded out always the same way, and they are always consistent. In English, it doesn't happen. That is, one single sound can be represented by different letters or by different graphemes or by different digraphs. And that is the big problem. The big problem is that in English there are 44 sounds and only 26 letters. So we have to make different combinations of those 26 letters to be able to represent all the 44 sounds. And that is where the problem comes, because here what we find most of the time is that the number of letters and the number of sounds in English never correspond, or hardly ever corresponds. They correspond at the beginning in very easy words like CVC words, consonant, vowel, consonants, but as the words become more complex, this correspondence between the number of letters and the number of sounds, that transparency in the code doesn't exist. Why do you think that it's important to start implementing phonics at early stages? That is, why not waiting until they are 8-year-olds, for example, or until they are in year 6, or until they are in year 1? Why starting at early ages? Do you think that it is something new? That it is because the brain is more plastic to reproduce any sound around the children's environment? Because we need to teach them read and write? Or because, well, you want to be an innovative teacher and this is something new, so this is a reason why to start phonics at early stages. So here we have B, 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 right. That is the main reason, okay? That is, the brain is more plastic to reproduce any sound from the environment that children live in up to the age of 7-year-olds. So when children are 7-year-old, or at the age of 7, human beings, this capacity that human beings have to reproduce the different sounds from nature starts to decrease. So this is why if you start learning a language when you're an adult, probably the capacity that you have to reproduce the sounds from that, the phonological system of that language is going to be very limited, all right, because you've lost or you have been losing that capacity from the age of 7. So the sooner we start, the better. How do you introduce a sound for the first time? Okay. Imagine you are my students, I get to school, or I get to class, we do the daily routines, and I show you this. Sad. Look at the boy. He's sad. Sad. Can you say this with me? Sad. Sad. You see how sibilant I make this and how I exaggerate it? Because I want them to recognize sad. And I highlight this above the other two sounds. Here you have the presentation routine, the sounds presentation routine, which starts on the color orange, which is teach, alright? This is something you should be doing on the whole process when introducing a new sound. First, we teach or introduce a new sound, then we practice it a little bit, then we apply what we have practiced before, then you can do some activity or game to consolidate that sound. Then we do a little bit of further practice and then revisit and review all the sounds that we have seen previously to make cumulative all the program. Alright, so this would be, and as you see, is like a life cycle. It's a circle which never ends because all the time the routine is always the same one. Another of my tips is that after presenting a new sound, make a revision of the previous sounds that you have worked. One of the main aspects of any phonics program is that it is cumulative. Cumulative means that every day or every session or whatever, if you have 2 sessions per week, every 2 sessions, you introduce a new sound and you have to revisit all the previous sounds that you have already worked. It is important because that is the way in which children can consolidate all the sounds independently, because you cannot spend every day 20 minutes in presenting 20 sounds, for example, right? So you present one sound and then revisit all the previous one, and you do this in 5 minutes. So by revisiting all the sounds every session, at the end of the sessions, children have been saying all those 44 sounds loads and loads and loads of times. On my side, that's all. Thank you very much for being there. If there are any other questions, I would be glad to answer them.